Evening, men. I said I'd do a US30 video from the played out in the night and through today. I've done it from I'll do it from a blank chart just so to keep it as authentic and real as I can for you guys and give you an idea of the whole sort of thing, whole shebang. Obviously, this is current price, but what I'll do is I'll start off with just by replaying it just over here because this big spike up is obviously it stands out a mile. I'm assuming it would have taken liquidities and things like that, and then obviously started breaking to the downside. So liquidity sat all up over here, all out there. Don't need to be, so obviously that sweeps it and then breaks to the downside. From here, I'm just going to jump down on the minute and the seconds just to show you what I'm sort of looking at. So we've got imbalance just below that line there. Just going to flick lower as well, just so see if there's any high that I would need to be looking at. So straight away we've got this one here that's looks even better than the previous one. I don't think it'll get any better than that, but just check the 5. Delete that low one. This one up here is, even on the 5, that's a decent enough push. So go back to the 5, change that. So there's the imbalance I've just marked from that high there. Obviously I'm just gonna bar replay it up to just as price touches it, sort of thing. So I don't want to give too much away. So ideally you'd set an alert on that line and play some candles, nice and steady. So alert would have gone off at that point. So you'd come on the chart, look for your 1 minute change of character, which obviously I played a few candles too many, but it is not important as long as you're catching it at this point. So we've got this here, this down push here, and then a push up, and now it's just about broken below there. Change of character. It goes fairer anyway. That would be, I would, at this point, if I was looking at this right now, I'd be saying probably wouldn't count that as a change of character. It's not convincing, but it continues lower anyway, so now I'd be convinced. So now that it's broken that low and changed character, obviously we're starting to see down candles. Obviously we're just looking for a nice imbalance to fill, and this one's really in your face. There's no missing. This is a huge imbalance. Obviously we're on the 1 minute at the moment. So with that said, you could say, I'll just do that wrong one. Bear with me guys, just malfunctioning. So with that said, just on the 1 minute alone, that could be your entry, pending on that. Allow a little bit for spreads, something like that. Obviously you'd have to check your spreads with your broker to see what the spreads are to allow for. So that's the 1 minute, and then we'll get to targets in a minute. I'll just break down on the lower time frame just to, because some of you haven't got them below the 1 minute, so just want to show you that 1 minute's fine. You can do it it's still a great trade, fantastic. But if you do get the seconds, my stop loss would stay in the same place, but my entry will come up tighter to me stop loss. So stop loss is this wick high here. Draw an arrow to it for you. This wick here, as long as obviously there's no imbalance above, I don't believe price would want to come above that wick. So my stop loss would always be there, and that's the point I'm happy to go, cut the trade. I'm not trying to get lucky. That's the point. Invalidates it. Cut the trade, don't drag it out, don't draw the pain out, just let it be gone, move on to the next. So nice and tight, allow, like I say, allow for spreads and maybe round it up or whatever. But yeah, if it reaches that point there, I would be more than happy to go, I got it wrong, and knacked up, move on. So back to the entry on the seconds time frame. We can possibly tighten that up a smidge there. Sorry, I'll just give you a bit of time to look at that. Yeah, we'll come down again. 10 and the 15 are about the same. And then the 5. And then the 5 second, we can real tighten that up. So with a 5, we can bring that up to there. 5 second. Again, stop loss is the same place, but it just means I can bring my, wrong one, means I can just bring the entry a touch closer to the stop loss rather than the stop loss down closer to the entry. But again, it would be exactly the same thing. So that's that. So I'm just going to, now that it's done that, we would now be looking for targets. I've left this imbalance in here, this one here. I've left that one on purposely for, there's a possible, I'm possibly looking at buys from there, so I don't want to delete it because I'm sort of like watching it at the very minute, so I didn't want to delete it. But I'd just do the same thing as obviously flicking through the time frames. I'd just be looking for imbalances to fill on the 15 and things like that. So obviously this one's being filled by price before it goes and taps the entry, so I always check once as well the imbalances from once it's entered, because the price back up to the zone might leave imbalances that I might want to target as well. So I would generally do it at when the trade enters as well, or is definitely heading pretty close to. So that nice little imbalance here. Zoom in a touch. I'll just be marking these. On the seconds, these are equal lows, but on the 1 minute, this is a sweep, I believe. So I'll ignore that for now. There seems to be nothing in all this. This is obviously the imbalance that I was talking that I've left on. This is a huge imbalance here. So I've got that marked as a possible reversal point. It might come lower still. There is bits of imbalance still, but if I'd have gotten in this one, I'd have been pretty happy to hold to about here, because that definitely wants filling. And obviously it's responsible for breaking this high here. So that imbalance is directly responsible for some break. I haven't seen if it's a break structure or just a change of character or continuation or what, but this order block here is responsible for a break of some sort. So we've got targets. So just off the 1 minute. Oh, where was I on it? Yeah, just off the 1 minute, possible 15 to 1. Just by jumping down the seconds chart, goes up to just shy of a 22. CPI does play a big part in it, in this reaching its TP. So I wouldn't have. I don't think I'd have held it anyway. But if the CPI didn't happen, this would be the same. It'd be the trade I would expect anyway. It does exactly what I think it would. I'll speed that up so you can see. Get rid of some of these markings for you. Delete the imbalance. Obviously, the bigger stop loss one is the 1 minute. So it'd be in. Both entered, as you can see. See this little imbalance here gets a nice little reaction. No break of structure there, we'll change the character. It continues down. CPI is coming up in a minute. Well, taps the entry again. Trend line there. And there you go. How long's that in? So from entry around about here, take profit 17 hours, day and a half. Half of that would have been in your sleep nearly. Was it triggered at 2ish in the morning, something like that. But it could be as simple as that, guys. It's just large imbalance fill, change of character, second imbalance fill, target. Happy days. Money.